It's a great day. My name is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission in the day is to provide you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have. For the people you will call the servant. On this episode, we have the one and only Priscilla. She's in the building. She'll talk about brand on the brain, but more importantly, how do you get visibility? How do you have profits? I mean, it's going to be a wonderful conversation. I can't wait. Hello, Priscilla. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Shay. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I love the idea we're talking about, brand on the brain and more importantly, visibility. But before we get started about how famous you are and people are Googling you right now and there's other folks out there on your website and all that stuff, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get into her backstory, I promise you. But first, before we get started, I'm curious. We're talking about visibility. We're talking about that being on purpose. Why are entrepreneurs these days struggling with having visibility and making sure it's on purpose when they got AI that can help them? They got social media that can help them. What's some of the challenges people are having these days?
Well, first of all, it's focus. The only thing worse than no focus is the wrong focus. So a lot of people tend to be distracted by things that appear to be beneficial towards them, but it's not directly for them. They might be following a trend or behind what somebody else is doing. That is why I designed brand by the brain, because it has to be what's going on in your mind. And what you're doing is you're looking outward for visions that fit what's going on in your mind and that resonate with your vision, not you adjusting your brand to outward trends. When you are focused and locked in on what it is that you are trying to accomplish, suppose that I'm trying to accomplish completing my book. Well, then I need to make sure that my algorithms are set towards me having looked at authors and other people who are book writers, because they are going to display opportunities. But suppose I just open it up to anything, and then I find myself in a crochet club, and then I'm going to a gala to dance, and I'm meeting all these different people, but the book is not getting done. So that's why it is not being focused, is being distracted. That's what sets people back.
I love it, by the way. And I'm curious, as you were talking, I love that focus. What does it mean, by the way, to build your brand on your mind first before others see it in the world?
Oh, it's so important because it what it does is it causes you not to be able to trick your own self out of it, because you're looking at it so much. It becomes your default. Everything that what you're doing is you're programming your brain with input of what your vision is, so it becomes, your brain becomes strict about what's going to get done. For those of us who have had issues in the past of being easily distracted, my mind goes, A, B, C, D. Wow, what cookie is that over there? So I it is important, if you have that type. And then also there's a personality factor here. People who are extroverts, people who are bubbly and social butterflies, sometimes we just can't help ourselves but to fling off into the wind. And this tightens you up to stay locked in what it is that you need to do. And also a part of your vision is your celebration for yourself afterward as well. But order, staying in order.
I love it. Now, one thing you mentioned is you say that the social media can be a living vision board. Found that to be interesting, like living vision board. And I was wondering what in the LL Cool J is a living vision board. So it's probably just me. I went to DC public schools, so don't blame me, nobody out there. But can you take a moment and define what is a living vision board and how is that so helpful for folks as they're putting their brand on their brain?
One of my best vision boards is actually on Pinterest. I will recruit anybody to it who will listen, but I customize a board that I keep private, and you set it on private. And I developed a list of things that I wanted to be in life. Like I said before, an author. But I'm starting as a woman just laying in the bed looking at everybody live their great life on Instagram and Facebook. And at the time, I'm just in a bonnet in the bed, and all I do is pick my kids up and go back and forth. And I really didn't have too much really going on for myself. And I saw all these other people doing great things that I wanted to do. Well, just for an example, Shay, what I did, I looked up one of the most powerful women in the world, and I thought it was going to be Oprah. But see, Oprah was the most wealthy, but the most powerful at the time was Sheryl Sandberg. And I
Oh.
went and created a vision board totally of Sheryl Sandberg, and so I would see what she does in motion. It had her doing book signings. It had her doing speaking engagements. So what does that mean? That means that's what I need to begin to do. And then I would take a photo of myself once I completed that, just the same way that she did. So now I am a vision of my vision board, and hopefully someone else's. So that's what I mean by a living vision board, because your vision comes to life.
What should someone do that right now is watching? They're like, I love what I'm hearing, Shay. And I know you can get into her backstory, Shay. Yes, don't worry. I'm gonna tell her who is she, what's her backstory, how did she get to where she is. Trust me, she'll be ready for that. But there's someone right now maybe watching, like Shay, I tuned in because I'm feeling stuck. I've tuned in because I'm feeling unseen. And I'm just curious for that person that's watching right now, what's maybe one or two or three things you might suggest they can do to, I know it's a loaded question, but not feel so unstuck and start feeling seen? What's some small steps they can take? And if that's you right now, you should really lean in because this is a powerful moment.
You need to take pictures of yourself and see yourself in a good light for who you are. Because I was that same way. I was actually depressed. I didn't feel well about myself, but I happened to take my children out to the park. And I took selfies before there were selfies. This was back when you had to turn the camera around to get that selfie look. And I realized who I was. So the first thing, you need to build your confidence up by realizing that you're a good person, you're amazing, and you are deserving of great things in life. And there are people who love you. So you have to come out of that pit of a mind is a personal barrier that's holding you back from so many great things. And you have to say no to that. And when you are taking pictures of yourself and you're posting it, separate your mind from who's going to like it. It might not be nobody. It's not about them. It's about you building a visible catalog of you, which is what I believe Facebook is. It's your face, your book. And this is what makes you feel good about you. Don't worry. You cannot worry about what other people say. Sometimes you'll have 100 likes. Sometimes you'll have none. And that does not define you. So start with that, and don't worry about the vanity part. Some people may feel like, oh, I don't want to come across as vain. You got to get yourself out there. This is about you putting yourself out there and becoming an inspiration to yourself and others. It's not vain to do that.
You know, said so well. I like the part you talked about. Don't worry about if there's likes or not. You're doing it because it's what you want to do, and that's. I love that. Take a moment if you would, because there's someone watching right now saying, "Shay, I didn't read this person's bio. I love what I'm hearing about Priscilla, but I don't know who she is. Someone else is in the kitchen right now cooking dinner, maybe for the family. Someone's listening to the podcast, or maybe you were watching on your big screen TV. Thanks for tuning in, all of you. We appreciate you. Thanks for allowing us to stream into your home. So we'll take a moment, if we can, Priscilla, and tell them, who is Priscilla? What's the backstory? They want to know. I'm sure y'all want to know that now. The letter to being so passionate about what she's doing now. Please share with us.
Okay, well, I'm Priscilla. I am an Army veteran and former housewife. And so, going from Army veteran to a housewife, I did not feel fulfilled. Just sitting around cutting coupons and washing dishes. So, I wanted to do something. And I'm a woman who's tried different things. I've tried multi level marketing, and it did not work out as well as I wanted it to, but my personality and my skills came out into it because what I used to do to at least try to sell my products was film and go out and do video. And someone noticed me from local television news, that I was doing really well in that element, and they decided to bring me on as a news reporter. So I started to live my life out, networking and making great friends and telling stories on television. Well, after some time had gone on and I'd accumulated a pretty good profile in media for myself. Oh my gosh, you guys! I woke up one day and my face felt funny. It felt, you know, stiff. I would go to the mirror and my entire smile was gone. I had developed Bell's palsy overnight. If you don't know what that is, it means the right side of my face is paralyzed. And I was unable to smile. I was unable to hold my right eye open. And I had already been, really good at live streaming. So I had an audience that was, depending on my presence. And I was looking like a monster, and I really had to think quickly on my feet. And it is my past accomplishments and those photos that I took of myself looking decent that kept me moving forward and sane during my time of sorrow. And I decided to order a mask, a COVID-19 mask to cover my face, poke some holes in it, and I would go ahead and live stream and talk to my audience anyway. And it actually grew at that point from 10,000 fans to 32,000 fans because it drew interest. People were wondering what's going on. And when they got there and they heard about the books, which I do book reviews, they became interested. So that is how I turned my pain into a purpose. Today it is not fully healed, but it is nowhere near where it was. But I'm glad that I used my own system to be able to get myself over that and through it. I didn't get over my issue. I just had to go through that to where I am today. So that and I just published my latest book, which is Brand by the Brain. And I'm glad that it's published now because I'm really at a place that showcases exactly what I'm talking about inside of the book. So that's
Thanks
what
for
I
being
am.
so authentic. I too have had Bill palsy, so I know that journey. I'm 98 or 7% back, so I get it. Even when like it's in my eyes, it's like hard to see. So I understand. Thanks. You're so authentic. You're so open. You talked about the book. Take a moment again and tell us the name of the book, who the book is for.
Yes. The book is called Brand by the Brain. It's for anyone who wants to start branding themselves, not just an entrepreneur, but it does hold the ability to transform the regular mom into an entrepreneur because you might develop when you start seeing yourself in a certain way, you're going to want to profit off of it eventually. And then a lot of people are going to be drawn and attracted to you, so they may ask for some of what you have going on, and you're going to realize that this is a service that you're providing and that you could benefit from, make some money. So for me, I started, like I said, Brand by the Brain with my Pinterest, which is a vision board that I have. And I mean, I break it all the way down, even to sometimes we want to do something, but we might not even come from that background just to have the know-how of how these kind of people move. So when I have this visionary of the person, this person is showing me how to dress, how they're showing me how to show up. Because in my Priscilla might want to, what this does is it shapes you to the mind of the actual vision that you have so that you can carry it out and actually become it. There are some things, and you change because in my beginning, I had I was kind of like a hot mama persona. But I realized that's not what Condoleezza Rice looks like. And that is not what Sheryl Sandberg look like. So if I'm going to go into this direction, some changes have to be made about me and how I show up in the world. And so that is one of the best parts of it. So it's sticking to it, and then like I said, becoming that in real time and in real life.
Ah, wow. Love it. Love that you have the book. You didn't tell people where they can get the book. How can they get the book?
The book will be on Amazon, and it's going to be on Amazon next week. I'm also going to have
Okay.
it revised, and I will be doing a book launch. Let me see. You will follow me on Instagram because I'm going to be doing a book launch for it also at Harvard University.
Ah, man, how cool is that? And
I know.
as it's gonna be so cool. I know the folks over at Harvard, so it's gonna be great. As you were speaking, then I'm curious. You talk about purpose to profit. Uh, Purpose means different things to different people. If you had to give your definition of what purpose means to you, what does it mean to you? What does purpose feel like?
Your purpose really deals a lot with your instinct. That's a very important that you don't try to grab something just because it looks good. People frustrate themselves like that, and they also trip into the pothole of becoming jealous of other people that do a profession that their actually instinct is for, and you just want to do it because it looks good and it's popular. When you are in your road of purpose, you develop what I call a case of the I can't help it. You get it done, whether you are going through divorce, whether you are sick, whether you feel good or not. Your purpose is going to also keep you authentic so that you can keep up and maintain it no matter what trends happen, no matter what chaos breaks out into the world. Just like we had COVID-19, some people were not really who they were online, and so when COVID 19 broke out, they weren't able to translate that into what the new age was becoming heavily about live streaming at the time. So it is very important that you understand what your purpose is. Your instinct is what you're going to be good at.
I love it. I love what you're doing. As you was talking about purpose, there's something that you talk a lot about, and you talk about you don't have to be, I'll use the word perfect, but you want to be consistent. And I know consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, well, what do most people struggle with, Shay Brown? I don't have my hands raised. Consistency. So talk about how can someone be more consistent and focus on that and not trying to be perfect.
hmm Done is better than perfect. That's what Sheryl Sandberg says. Done is better than perfect. So, like I said, with my Pinterest wall, since I have this list, once I'm accomplish it, I delete that one and I go to the next. You are constantly going to the next thing or taking actions that involve completing the next thing. And the thing about building that catalog of pictures of yourself that I told you about is because those work as active reruns should you face a moment where you have a gap of consistency. Um, I had, like I said, when I was going through Bell's palsy, I wasn't always able to do everything every day because of my face. But I had so much media videos and prior interviews that what I did was I took those old interviews that I did and I redid them with updated technology and updated music and updated transitions, and I would publish those. So so what you're doing is you're building momentum. You know, when an NFL player is running on the field and they stop running, and their body actually stops running after they mentally stop. So even if you come across an inconsistent moment, the body of your workflow is still moving.
Powerful. I love that, by the way. And as you was speaking on that, we have a few minutes here. One of my favorite questions I like to ask when we have time, as you talk about being consistent and you can still move forward even if you don't feel like it, is what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? And I'll frame it for the audience so they're clear. You've had a lot of mentors along this journey of life. You probably read more books than you can remember these days, watching videos. I mean, they're kind of like unlimited. But if you had to step back and say, this is one of the best pieces of advice that someone gave to me that I want to pass on, what would it be and why?
Keep going. You must keep going. Even when, I complain to my mentors, keep going and never give up. In my church family, if in my physical family, whenever one of us starts to complain about what's going on, we'll listen to that person and we'll nod and say, that's right, keep going. You keep going. And so anytime, I come across barriers, I hear that in my subconscious, and it's locked to the point where there's just no other choice. It's default. You must keep going, and I learned that as well because I used to run cross country in high school when I was growing up, and the first time I ran the state pen relay, my mom didn't come. And so we're out here in the woods. And I thought to myself, if I slow down or stop, I'm going to be lost in the woods. And if they have to call my mama on her good job to come find me in these woods, I'm going to be in trouble. So that is why I keep going. It's not so much as that I'm a machine or just, this gung ho woman. It's because I don't want to get lost. I'm scared to stop. So keep going. Keep
Keep
going.
going. I love that. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep putting one foot in front of the other foot, in front of the other foot, in front of the other foot. What does success look like for you these days? What does it feel like for where you are in your life right now?
Success looks like actually executing my visions and seeing it be done. That's what success looks like to me. I am not even a person who has 500K followers or anything like that. So honestly, you guys, when I post something, it might be two people, might be 25 people, whatever. But I feel so good about my projects that I have completed. So that is success to me.
I love it. I love how you keep saying, keep going, keep posting, and
Yes.
be consistent.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, when you're not out saving the world, making a difference for other folks, being in Miss Corporate America pageants and other so many wonderful things you're doing, what does fun look like for you these days?
Oh. Oh my gosh. So I like to do interviews and book reviews. So fun for me is the filming part and the editing of videos. But now I'm going out to different places in the city that are with like the elegant ambiance, like Lars Anderson Museum or the Bible Museum, places that have that, wonderful high class red carpet, golden stairway. One of my visions I have, Shay, do you remember the show from the 70s, Dynasty?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, that the whole dynasty thing is that's my thing right there. So I like to give people that feel and bring them into that world of just a grandeur and a big idea, and I'm able to present books to them like that, a short book review. And this is something for the audience too, doing things that you wish were done for you as a child or that you wish you could have seen. Book reviews always came across with like a huge library in the back of the person, and there's some symphony orchestra music playing, right? So it always looked the same. But I figured I wanted to bring this grand woman to life and have these guests come in that dressed up and everybody's looking like Dynasty and carrying on. And that would be our way to present books and have fun and a good time.
I love it. Well, let me say two things. Number one, thanks so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. As we come down the home stretch, a two-part question. Number one, what type of clients are you looking to work with these days? I think that's important. And number two, where can folks best connect with you? If they're watching saying, wait, she mentioned her social media a couple of times, Shay, but where do I go to connect with her on social media? Shay, what is her website? I like to stay in this conversation. So Please share with the audience.
Yeah, sure. Well, my Instagram is Dr. underscore Queen 2 Wavy. And Queen 2 Wavy is a persona that I created in that she is who brings these grandeur events and books to life. So Dr. Queen 2 Wavy, Dr. underscore Queen 2 Wavy is where you can find me. I'm mostly on Instagram. That is where you will see everything that I'm doing and going on, and I'm quick to respond to people in my inbox there as well. The type of clients that I'm looking for people who want lifestyle type of photography. I'm looking for people who want a master of ceremony who brings that grandeur to their audience and makes everyone feel, special and levitated. And those are the type of clients that I'm looking for. I'm also looking for authors, those who have written a book. It doesn't matter what kind of book it is. I predominantly have done leadership books. I will be doing faith books. I will be doing children's books. If it's a book, I can figure out how to make us look good with it. So all you have to do is have a book.
Yeah, I love it, by the way. It said so well. Thanks so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I appreciate it. Can't wait to have you back again soon.
Thank you.
And thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Without you, we don't have a show. So thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it and allowing us to stream into your home. With that being said, make it a great day, everyone. And we'll make some good things time we connect again next time. God bless. Thank you so much, Priscilla. We out here, everybody. Peace.